afternoon, everybody. I'm wearing Tom Mealy's jacket. I don't work for the Harrison Law Firm, and I'm not Tom Mealy. I'm Frank Prince. Welcome to the Frank Prince Show, only on Madhousetv. A little shout out to my last guest, comedian Bill Condi. Awesome job. And now I have with me special guest comedian Benny Gagoots Rizzuti.
Yeah, all right, Frank. It's great to be on your show.
Welcome, Gagoots. I could be Frankie Ragu.
Yeah.
We could do a duet together.
Ragu and Gagoots.
There you go.
We'll make a nice recipe there.
There you go.
So you were saying you are not Tom Mealy.
I'm not Tom Mealy.
You don't go to a foot doctor for brain surgery, and you don't go to us for brain surgery.
Absolutely not.
You're not Tom Mealy. I'm not Hugh Hefner.
That's right, you're not Hugh Hefner.
The closest I ever got to the Playboy Mansion is stealing this jacket.
Looks great on you.
Thank you, thanks.
Wearing your colors.
I bought this last week. I walked around in a store looking for new jackets because I have a show, the Gagoot Show. So I was walking up to people that didn't know me, strangers, and saying, does this jacket make me look like the host of a talk show? Does this make me look like a talk show host? And I actually had a few women that were actually nice to me who didn't run away.
Oh, that's good.
And liked
any
it.
Numbers?
I put it. I have a wife. She's got my number.
I know.
That's the only number I need.
That's right. That's all.
So it's great. It's great to be on your show.
It's great to have you on my show.
Nice. I love this set here, the fireplace.
Intimate setting. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a machinist.
Yeah.
I've been a machinist as long as I've done stand-up comedy, pretty much.
And how long is that?
1983.
Okay.
So you do the math because I'm lousy. If I was good at math, I wouldn't be doing comedy.
Absolutely.
83, 93. That's, like 33 years or so.
Yeah.
33 years, and it got me to...
Still going.
Still going. Got me to
That's it.
Madhousetv.
It got you from a machine shop.
From a machine shop.
How did that happen?
I had decided that as you get older, and you do comedy shows too, we have to run our own shows, right? We have to run our own because it's tough to get into the big clubs.
How tough?
For me, because they want guys that, I don't do it for a living.
No,
I don't do comedy for a living.
No.
But when I perform stand-up comedy, I like to be an accomplished. I tell people I'm not an amateur. I'm accomplished because when I go up there without reading notes or, I go up there and perform and give it the best I've got. So now, as it's tough to get into the clubs because you have to have a following.
It is.
They need a following. People you need money. They need a guaranteed following. So we start our own show. I do shows in theaters. I like doing theater shows because people come.
That's great.
I've been invited. A lot of comics book me for rooms which are rooms with bars, and there's bars so people are drinking. Some people don't really care about the comedy.
I know that. I know that
right?
feeling.
So as I was getting older, I said to myself, and I had went to I did a show which was a good show, and then I was sitting in the diner, and I said, I'm getting close to. Was gonna turn 59 in a week. I said I'm gonna stop doing stand-up, but I want to still write because I wanted to avoid those type of rooms, the bars, and then someone brought up Frank Prince's show in the group that we were sitting there. Someone brought up the Frank. Have you been on Frank Prince's show on Mad? And I said, you know what? That is a great idea. I'm going to find out if I can have a comedy show. Mm-hmm. I told Nicole LaMonaco was sitting there, and I said, up and coming, very talented young lady. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to see if I can have a show, and I'd like to do a comedy, a talk show, but it would be Regis and Kelly meet Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
So we would attract, and it would be open for all comedians and do it for comics. I said, that way I could still write and perform comedy, but I don't have to do those rooms. I could do a theater every once in a while, which would be fine by me. And this would be like my going into a different direction and still doing comedy. I was getting a show on Madhousetv.
Yeah.
And then I talked to them, and then I spoke to you when I was starting. You said, what's your show about? And I bounced ideas off of you.
Right.
and everything. And
Here you
and,
are.
and
Welcome
here I
aboard.
am. Because a machinist does a great job. I mean, that's what pays the bills.
Hey,
But you get dirty,
I know.
you know.
I have a full-time job too, so comedy's not going to get you rich.
No, it's not
No.
going to get you rich,
Make
but
you happy though.
make you happy, and you want to do it in the right venue,
Right. Absolutely.
right?
Which is the right venue.
A venue where people aren't more concerned at just drinking and
Oh yeah,
talking
like the
with
day
each other. That's
that-
what I mean.
Okay, back,
So that
yeah,
a
back in
venue
those
where
days,
a
yeah.
comedy club is the right venue.
Remember Ricochet's?
Ricochet's was a great venue.
I know, I tried, but
You tried.
That
It
went
was-
down the crapper. You know,
That happens. But you did. I know one of the last shows that
I
you
wanted
produced.
to do a lot, but my hands were tied because I didn't own it. Otherwise, we'd be doing it.
That's tough. You got to find a. Sometimes you have to find a place that works in your favor. Right now, I found a really nice place in Patchogue.
Okay.
Okay, it's called On the Waterfront,
Okay.
and we had a fundraiser there. Richie Ragu is a chef there. I met the owners through him. They're really nice people. They want to do comedy shows. They also want to do more comedy fundraisers, but they want to do comedy shows there, and they have a dining room where we can do the shows. And I'm running every Sunday afternoon from 12:30 to 3. I'm running a comedy workshop, which is it's not a class. I'm not a teacher. I'm like the I'm like the coordinator of it.
Okay.
I'm the guy who, because you have to have a little organization. So I'm the organizer of it. I'm the guy that's going to talk to everybody, and I'm going to tell these people that I'm going to tell them we're going to do improv. In the first half of the workshop, we do improv. So
Okay.
this way you do comedy and you do improv. And then if you have a set, if you have an act, then we'll do like everybody does 5 minutes and we'll critique each other.
Right.
And that's why you learn comedy, because
Right.
a lot of people take the class, and then you take the class doesn't make you a comedian. You have to
No.
work. You have to perfect your craft.
Absolutely.
So this workshop will help you perfect it, because you'll be with other people that the focus is on comedy. And as I said, I feel I'm a firm believer in improvisation.
Yes.
Will help you and make you funnier.
Right.
I feel you should improv, so when you perform stand-up, like you want me to do a little stand-up later, which I wasn't prepared for, so I'm gonna improv my way through it.
Yes, you can.
I can.
You can. Do whatever
I was
you
very
want.
goofy today. I was very goofy. I was dancing in the car. I had to pull over in the parking lot. I was dancing. I'm glad you didn't peek your head
You
out.
did this? Yeah,
Yeah, I did
dancing
the-
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
the
I was
moonwalk.
with- I was doing that, and as you get older, you can move the butt a little bit,
yeah, you
but
got to watch that sciatica, though.
I don't wanna
You know,
break a hip
people-
either, yeah.
Yeah,
Getting
slip
close
and
to-
fall.
that's what stinks about getting old.
I know. I feel like a kid, though, but the body doesn't want to move that fast.
I agree with you. I feel like
In
I
our mind, we could do, as we get older
yeah.
and our body's functions go down, we could do sit-down comedy.
So with a toilet.
Now we have the commode over there,
Oh, okay.
then we don't have to worry.
Commode comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy on the commode. I think that's going to be the name of my one-man show.
One-man show. Yeah, why not? The commode.
Comedy
work.
on the commode.
Comedy on the commode. They had the TV show The Commish. So, comedy on the commode. Why not? So, how did you get started in stand-up comedy?
How did I get? All right, I always wanted to be a writer. And then I wanted to be a writer, and then I was working. So you work a full-time job. It was hard to, I tried writing a novel. And it's very hard business. So then I was frustrated that I wasn't getting anywhere. So I decided to write a comedy play. And I wrote a play that I performed in a movie theater. There was an independent movie theater in Bayshore back in the 80s. And I performed this comedy play there. And that's how I met up with Steve O. He went by the name of Steve O. And he was just starting out in comedy. He was, during the 80s and early 90s, he was a headliner in the major clubs.
Okay.
All over the country. He headlined all over the country, played a lot of places. So I met him, and then we started, he got into stand-up, and there used to be a place called Richard M. Dixon's White House Inn out in Nassau County, I think near Wantor or somewhere, near Wantor Parkway. And that's where people went to break into stand-up comedy. That's where you went to learn. And during the week, he was open 7 days a week, and he had comedy and music. And that's where Eddie Murphy got his start there, Bob Nelson, Billy Crystal, Rosie O'Donnell. That's where everybody went. That was known as the Comedy College out here. And you just went, you practiced, and then the man, he was called Richard M. Dixon because he looked like Nixon, but he was short, but he looked like, and he used to even go around, I'm not a crook, I'm not a crook. So you would go there, and he was an actor who he took the money from acting, and he got that club and was helping young people. So after your set, he would talk to you and tell you, he would explain, when you're a comedian, you should be bada boom, bada boom. That's how your joke should work. Bada boom, bada bang. And bada boom, that's how he would explain it. And with me, he was like, Benny, yo, bada bang, bada bang, bada bang. You got to slow down. Bada boom, bada boom. And so he would take the best of the amateurs, and then you would do the show on Friday and Saturday, and you got paid. You got $5. Everybody got $5. And then you spent it at the bar where his wife was bartending. So you tipped his wife. So, but that's how you started then. And then we were doing open mics around, and Steve-O and I met up with Joey Cola. It turns out all three of us were from Bayshore, so we kind of knew each other before comedy. So we were doing open mics together, and then we were doing shows. And then them guys went on, and they went to Star Search, and they went on in their careers. And I just, I got out of it for a while. And then in the 90s, when my son was young, I needed that fix again that I told you. I needed that creative fix. And I was writing again. I wrote a vampire novel.
Oh, wow.
I wrote a vampire novel called Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards. And because it was about a vampire hunter who was immortal. And the reason he was immortal was because he was trying to find, him and these men back in the 17th century or 18th century, they're trying to find a cure for the vampirism. And they used the blood, and it made them immortal, but they weren't vampires. And now this guy was so sick of killing vampires. Now he's in the 20th century, and it was around 1990. And now he was so sick he wanted to kill the last of the fang-toothed bastards so he could just be done with it. So it's not one of these vampires you fall in love, you know.
Right.
One of those. It was like, I hate vampires. Because I hated all the movies. It was like every vampire movie that came out was, oh, they fall in love, but he sucks blood. He wants to drink my blood and kill me, but he loves me. I love him too. I have fangs. We're going to have a vampire baby. Who cares? So I wrote, so anyway, I needed the fix, and I went to a comedy club where Joan St. Ange, used to teach improvisation to everybody. Okay. I walked in because I knew she was starting an open mic. I didn't know anything about it. And I got there, and she says, are you there for the class? And I said, no, I'm here about the open mic. And I told her, I don't want to perform comedy. I want to read from my vampire novel. So she was like, all right, look, you got 5 minutes. Do whatever the hell you want with it. So then I started taking a class, and we were getting closer to me performing. And she says, Benny, you really want to read? She says, Benny, you know, you're quite capable of doing stand-up. And I had blacked out the stuff I did with my friends back in the... I was done with stand-up. I wanted to write again. And I was like, I know, Joan, I know. And then when I realized all these talented people that went up in the open mic before I did, Joe Starr and Tim Hamioun and all these, I said, I got to do stand-up. So I went home, and I told Nancy, my wife, I said, I'm going up next week. I'm not reading. I'm doing stand-up. And Nancy's like, how are you going to write stand-up comedy in less than a week? And I said, I'm just going to take things that happened to me in the past, you know, and I write all new material, take stuff that happened to me, and I did. And I did 5 minutes, and the owner came up to me and said that was very funny. Said this was in McGuire's. And then I got back into it. Then I got out again, and then I wound up, I don't know how I get back. I think like I'm on Facebook and somebody, hey, Benny, I got a gig. It's you want to do a gig for me? And I'm like, yeah, all right. and Mike Dillon, who we had the benefit. Yeah. Mike Dillon started, when I turned 50, when I turned 50, that's right, I turned 50, I told everybody I was in my screw you, I'm 50 mode. As soon as I was about to turn 50, it was like, when you get older, you reach that age where all of a sudden, you know what? I'm not going to put up with your crap anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put up with the person at the counter who can't decide if they want to buy this or that, and they're holding up the line. You know, I'm not going to put up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I got to look forward to.
When you
Next
turn
month.
50.
Amen.
All right, good.
Good.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because like the person comes up to you in the morning when you're getting ready you're going to work and you're going to buy your coffee, and there's that person outside. Could you lend me $1? Right? And you used to give them the money. Then when I turned 50, I was like, I know where you could get a lot of dollars. And she said, where? And I said, get a friggin' job. And I became, and walk into 7-Eleven and just get mad with learn my language. I love you. Go ahead. You can be an American. Learn That's what happened when I turned 50. So I wanted the world to know that. So I went and did stand up at another show. I wound up close to 60 people came to see me.
Great.
Because they know, and I didn't say screw you, I'm 50. I'm use the F-bomb, I'm 50. On the stage. And I got the biggest applause, and then Mike Dillon was like, hey, I heard you killed, and Mike Dillon was right, says, I heard you killed, I heard all these people came to see you anytime, and then I wound up doing shows with Mike Dillon, and then benefits, and doing show, and Mike, I would just call him up, Mike, can I come down? Yep. And I would try to get, and but as you get older, your friends too, you know what, they don't always want to come see you.
No.
That's part of the problem. That's what makes guys like...
Lack of support.
Well, it's because they've supported us so much.
Absolutely.
They've supported us.
You could only get
People like,
to
yeah.
come.
That's why people like me can't work the big clubs, because the people who work the big clubs get everybody. They get a following. Those people have a following.
Yeah, but if we painted ourselves green with big numbers, would they recognize us then?
I don't get that.
Money.
Money, oh.
Money.
But that's it.
Yeah,
And,
I know. I'm
you know-
just goofing with you.
I know. You know what I do now? I started, I haven't done it this year, but I did it for 2 years. Ben stock. In my backyard, I did a barbecue. You remember, I invited you to that.
Yes.
In my backyard, I did a barbecue. I have a stage and a sound system, and I do comedy in the backyard. And I do it for all the people who have come to the bringer shows.
Right.
And I get comedians to come and volunteer, and I feed everybody. That's what I tell you. I don't pay you, but I feed you. I have plenty of food, and and that's what I did to give back.
All right.
All
We're
right.
going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, DMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with your one and only Madhousetv.
You are the man.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
I'm on. There you go. I'm on. All right, we're back. That was a blooper, but that's okay. We're back. Introducing Benny Gagoots Rizzuti.
All right, everybody. Listen, I just want to tell you that I love being here. Madhouse TV, they now have a radio station which plays music I actually like. Because I'm a child of the 70s. I'm a child of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. Now, I found out there is a rapper named Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa is a rapper? I always thought that Wiz Khalifa was an Arab term for somebody who peed in public. Please, sir, no Wiz Khalifa in 7-Eleven, sir. Please. Please, sir, no Wiz Khalifa. I give you key. I give you men's room key, my friend. Please. Please. A lot of young people, my son included, don't like when I make fun of Wiz Khalifa. But I've told them, Wiz Khalifa owes me money. That's why I do this. He owes me money because the conversation went like this. Dad, my friends and I were going to the Wiz Khalifa concert. I bought the ticket, but I need some money for a T-shirt. Okay, so I was like, yeah, cool. I open up, about to give $50. $50 for a Wiz Khalifa T-shirt? Back in my day, Frank, I'd go to a Grateful Dead concert, $20. I got my ticket, a T-shirt, and a big bag of weed. Big bag of weed. The weed was, I gave that to the roadie so I could get backstage. Because, you know, I don't do that kind of stuff. But I'm going right after the show, I'm going for a haircut. And I should have gotten one earlier, but this is my only day off. I woke up late. Going for a haircut, and I have to find a new barber. The reason I have to find a new barber is because if you've seen me perform the past year, I've been opening with saying I'm not really losing my hair. I have a lousy barber. And I talk about how his eyesight's going, and thought he was trimming my hair, but he was actually trimming a plant next to me. And I was like, yeah, it looks good, Yasha, it looks good. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sitting in Yasha's chair about a month or so ago, and he's cut my hair, and he knew I do comedy. How was your last show? And I said, I wasn't thinking. I said, oh, Yasha, it's great. You got to go. You can watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. You can watch. And then I realized I insult this guy. I insult this guy in the first minute of my set. And I said, you know what, he was going to put it on. I said, no, wait till you're done cutting my hair. So I have to go for a new haircut, a new barber after work. I got to go for a barber. My wife would like me to go also because I'm having trouble with my hearing. My hearing's going on me, Frank. Okay, my guy pulled up to me in his car before. He said, am I in a coma? Am I in a coma? I said, what? He said, am I in Comac? Then my wife was telling me the other day, our son wasn't feeling good. He was sick, and she said, he don't ground too good. He don't ground. I said, what is ground too good? She said, he don't sound too good. Get a hearing aid, my wife said. I said, why? So you can hear what I have to say to you, she said. I said, why? I happen to like my hearing because what you say to me is not necessarily what I hear, which is pretty cool. Like I went into a bakery, big long line in a bakery, and a woman's holding a ticket. And I know what she says to me is, you have to go get a ticket. What I hear is, there's a goat in the thicket. So I kind of enjoy. People say stuff to me all the time, and I'm like, I know that's not what they said to me. I know somebody didn't tell me to go buy a bell. They told me to go to hell. Why not say it? I was talking about somebody peeing in public. I don't know. But, and then my vision's going on me, Frank. This is another thing you have to look forward to when you turn 50, all right? When I turned 40, I needed glasses for reading. Then I needed glasses for driving, so I wound up with bifocals. I said to a friend of mine, I got bifocals. He said, I always thought that about you. And then with the hearing now, hearing going, and my glasses, I'm having trouble. I used to love to read. Now I'm having trouble reading, and then I was going to get the books on the audio books, and I got The Godfather, and it sounded like The Odd Farter. And instead of, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse, I heard, I'm going to make him an otter out of canned refuse. I thought it was like one of those, environmental shows or something. Oh, my God. Anyway, what else do I want to talk about before I go? I'm going to talk to you about that I have to go to Brooklyn. I have to go to Brooklyn right after this show, Frank. And I got to go there. And I have to this day, I still have a lousy sense of direction. I still get lost going from Brooklyn to here. And I remember the first time I ever drove to Brooklyn on my own, and I thought it was a hot shot. On the way home, say to my uncles, all right, I'm going to leave. How do I get home from here? My uncle said, no problem, Benny. I'm going to make you a map. A map to an Italian is everything on the kitchen table. Picked up a napkin holder. This napkin holder is your car. This salt shake over here, this is the exit to the Belt Parkway. You're going to want to take the Belt Parkway. Now, my other uncles, it was a big party, and there's that white cloth, tablecloth, and they got the butter knives, and they're over there making, Benny, you want to turn over here? You want to turn here, Benny? Don't forget it. You're in the Belt Parkway. You're going to want to take the Belt Parkway. One of my uncles takes a stale cannoli, right, a half-eaten cannoli, crushes it. He says, Benny, this is a construction work over here. You want to avoid the construction work. Another uncle takes grapes. He's putting them down. He's smashing grapes. These are potholes, Benny. You got to watch out for the... I'm getting totally confused. Then my other uncle, to add confusion, he picks up my baby cousin Josephine. Says, Benny, here's Josephine in the diapers. I'm going to put her on the end of the table. That's the Verrazano Bridge. If you go that way, you're not going to wind up in Long Island anytime soon. So now I'm getting this vision in my head. I'm thinking of, I'm going to get lost. I'm going to pull up to a police officer. I'm going to say, excuse me, sir, but I missed the fork. He's going to say, there's no fork in the road around here. And I'm going to say, no, I missed the salad fork. Salad fork by the half-eaten cannoli where the construction was, where I was supposed to make a left at the Aladdin gravy bowl. And so my uncles, they sensed my confusion. They said, Benny, we're going to get into one car. We're going to lead you to the exit. When we get to the Belt Parkway, we're going to beep and a wave. What is a boat just come in here? The tugboat, what is it? Tugboat, Tom Mealy went from radios to, he's got his own tugboat. He's a tugboat captain now. So anyway, my uncles sense my confusion. They say, Benny, we're going to get into one car. We're going to lead you to the exit. And then we beep and a wave when you get it to the Belt Parkway. So my uncles, 6 of them cram into an IROC Z, and they lead me to the exit. They beep and wave. I beep and wave and go over the Verrazano Bridge. I tease about it. Thank you. I tease, but Italians have a great sense of direction. Christopher Columbus discovered America. He was looking for India. His navigator was one of my ancestors. This napkin holder is in the Santa Maria. This salt shack is India. You're going to want to take it to Belt Parkway. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Frank. Thank you, Frank Prince.
Thank you for being on the show.
You can find me on the Gagoots Show every Tuesday from 6 to 7 on Madhousetv, and Benny Gagoots Rizzuti on Facebook. I'll tell you everything.
That's
Frank,
it.
I love you. Thank you,
I love you, too. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next week, same time.